Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the legend of live, John Mayer.
Dear Marie, tell me, do you still believe in me? Thank you. Oh, dear Marie. When you put it that way, my life sounds pretty damn good. It's one of my favorite SNL sketches. Touring doesn't come natural to me. And I think it doesn't come natural to a lot of people who started playing music in their bedroom, fantasizing about seeing the world, but staying still. And I'm from Fairfield, Connecticut. My parents didn't go places. You had to bring up a trip to go to another town weeks in advance before you could go to another town where I was from. So how do you get to be just one big sort of conceptual idea in your bedroom to play what I've just found out is 1,000 shows? You do it with your friends. It's the only way it works. I don't know that I would ever go on tour again if I had to do it with different people. I wouldn't do it. They're family. They really are family. And if you want to prove that your touring family is real family, Shawn Mendes, take my tour manager, I'll take your tour manager. See how much fun you have on the road. See how much fun you have. It's like taking someone else's dad. Give it up for my son, Shawn Mendes. So rather than just list off a bunch of thank yous and risk forgetting any names, I'm going to tell you what happened chronologically. I sat for the first time probably in 2000 in a room with my lawyer, Reed Hunter, Greg Latterman from Aware Records, and Michael McDonald, my former manager, which I just don't love saying former manager. He's a wonderful guy, and he is a huge reason as to why I'm standing here holding this. Michael McDonald, someone... I had my dreams interpreted by really smart people. I have been shaped by really smart people. Without them, I am pretty amorphous. I'm pretty all over the place. So then I go on the road and I meet Chad Franskowiak, who I'd met in Atlanta. Chad comes out, and let me explain to you how it works when you go from cafe to club to theater to arena. Someone has to work the board for that. And the boards change and the boards get bigger. And Chad, I just have these incredible memories of watching Chad in a driveway learning a board for the next tour. And the boards would just get bigger. And it's like watching your dad in the driveway with a manual for just a giant, and he learned it and he figured it out. And he did those tours by himself and learned as we all went. My tour manager, Ken Healy, then came on and has become, there's no word for it, a brother in arms? The guy's checking me into heaven. He's gonna go, sorry, I can't get you a suite. I'm going to heaven, but I'm getting a double king. I just know that. Let me tell you a story about Ken Healy, since we got 10 minutes. One time I was really burnt out on the road. I was like almost crying. You know, some artists, and Shawn can tell you, sometimes you get so tired you just want to cry, you know. And I said, Ken, go get me something to eat, but anything. He goes, what do you want? I go, I don't know, but you'll know. And Ken came back. We were in another country, I think. And Ken came back with 2 McRibs. And it was exactly what I wanted. And that's a tour manager, because I didn't even know the McRib was back. I usually stay abreast of those things. And then I met Scott Clayton, who is the only reason that I have the career that I have as a touring artist. Scott is patient, thoughtful, without any ego whatsoever. You absolutely know how to craft a thoughtful, patient tour. And you're the only reason. If I had it to do it myself, I would have just totally blown it in the first year. Instead, I blow it in tiny little installments throughout my career. And it's just become the love of my life to play music. Artists are weird. It's a weird transition to grow up as both a person and an artist. And even when you're really successful, that adds to the weirdness of it, the growing pains. It's very strange. And if you're, number one, if you're lucky enough to figure out what you have, well, that's great. But sometimes you figure out what you had after you already lost it. And I am in this unbelievable position where I value it every single day of being at a place where I can appreciate what I have to a degree I can't really express to you except to thank everyone. And I get the time to go on tour and continue to do it for as long as my pediatrician will let me. I don't know. And now I am with Irving Azoff and on a daily level with Steve Moyer. And Alice, thank you for coming as well. And Steve looks out for me in every possible way of going on tour. Going on tour is really grueling, and we have to look out for each other on the road. Artists have to look out for each other. Artists have to reach out. Those who are home off tour need to take care of those who are out in space, be sort of a mission control for each other, you know. And then I have to thank God, I'm sure I'm forgetting people even when I said I would go through it this way. Rit Veneris, my business manager, who at the very beginning of my tour, give it up for Rit Veneris, who I now learned has friends in the room. Rit almost took my credit card away at the very beginning of it, because I was spending so much money at Walmart and room service. Always had it. And I want to thank everyone at Live Nation, thank everybody at WME, and I also want to thank Bernie Cahill and Dead and Company, and that, you know, I only joined one band, but the music of the Grateful Dead is so vast, it makes you think I'm in 100 bands. It's just 2, but it feels like 45 bands, because that band feels like 44 bands, you know. So here I am, 41, it makes sense. If you look at a calendar, it times out. But I'm just a collection of ideas. I'm just a guy in a room with a collection of ideas. Maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll be that. There's not as much person as I wish there was. I'm working on that part of it. But everything's sort of like an idea. And everyone who I work with, my entire team and family, take my ideas and form them into a really salient, understandable way to communicate what I write and how I play to the world. And I am nothing, literally nothing. I'm the guy at the back of the bar bragging about how good a guitar player he is in some small town without you guys. So I want to say thank you. I love music more than anything. Touring is technology proof. They make a new cable for your phone every year and a half, but that fucking guitar cable is the same since like 1935. Till Apple makes the guitar. And no matter how subversive and strange, I don't care if all of a sudden it becomes cool at Coachella to like puke on each other or something. You still have to get on the bus. I don't care how magical you think what you do is, you still get on the bus. You still do your time on the off days in those hotel rooms and use a towel for all kinds of things. A towel on the rack means I'll still use it. A towel on the floor means clean it. A towel with what appears to be buffalo wing sauce means throw it right away. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much. I love you dearly with all my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this award. Thank you, Billboard. Thank you.